Cool. Hi, everybody. All one of you. Welcome to our first Talomire live stream. Kind of picking up from where the podcast left off. I'd like to introduce you to your players tonight. We have Declan playing Ethos. We have Dank playing Baldun Ezekiel, and we have Liam playing Ezekiel. Ezekiel. It's been a while since we last saw these guys. Cool. Do you want to quickly run through kind of who you are? Oh, crap, hitting me stuff. Quickly run through who you are and a little bit about your characters. May as well go Dek, Dank, and Liam in that order.
Alright, sweet. So yeah, mine is Ethos Mallory, who is just turned a level 5 assassin. Fantastic. And in his background, he was part of a very good old elven family who got taken apart by a dark demon, or we're not really sure. I think we had a short encounter with that. And he is basically the assassin, now new crossbow wielder of the group, and he usually becomes a damsel in distress, it seems.
Yeah, that's true. Dank, tell us a little bit about Baldun.
Baldun is a drunkard dwarf monk. He gets into a lot of bar fights, and he loves the guys he travels with. He's always looking after them, and pretty much feeds them full of booze along the way. We've had a lot of mad stuff go on, and Baldun always seems to be in the thick of it.
Again, very true. Seems to be the one keeping most of the players alive as well, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, he's a tough dwarf.
Liam, tell us a little bit about Ezekiel.
Okay. I play Ezekiel Grey, who has just turned to a level 5 bard. He isn't actually from Talomire. He's from a different land, and he's a noble, or he used to be. His father discovered that he was in a relationship with a lowly bard and had her killed. So I took everything I could carry and everything I learned as a bard and came to the new land, where I discovered that magic is in fact illegal. So I'm keeping that a bit secret.
Good. Cool. Do you want to give us a quick rundown? Any of you, all of you, kind of what's brought you to this position, or what's brought you to where you are now? Some of the more ridiculous, I think it's fair to say, things that have happened to you.
Wow. Where were we? Where did we leave off? Were we at the hand still?
You were, so when you left off, you were at the, you'd just come out of the hand.
So yeah, prior to the hand, we destroyed a whole town.
Well, no, we didn't destroy the town. The goblins destroyed the town. We just happened to be around when that happened.
You just happened to lead the goblins to them.
Okay,
yeah, totally our fault.
I feel like we're not explaining this quite well. So,
well, no. It's like, when North Korea fires a missile, people just leave them to it.
First, we were sent to go find a hammer that may or may not could have been in the ruins.
Do we still have that hammer?
Oh,
yes.
The awesome hammer. I do.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought so.
We went to the hammer. Declan was nearly killed by a spider.
Mm-hmm.
That was fun. Then we went. We went in. Declan was nearly killed by a zombie. We found the hammer. Were attacked by a mummy and a group of zombies. We escaped. In our escape, we killed some orc. Declan killed some orc in a fit of rage. We ran back to town, and as soon as we got into town, we discovered that we had in fact stolen the prized possession from the town's local hero, who we killed, and then an army of orcs and goblins ransacked the village and burnt it down, and we I'm not going to say we did our best to save the town because we really didn't. I know.
Basically,
traveling
north,
north,
as far as I can remember.
Yeah, traveling north, we have arrived at this big stone hand structure where I was cursed by some spider goddess. I'm slowly turning into a man spider, and I can't leave the building. So where I think we left off,
Oh yeah,
we've just
you're the cursed one.
we've killed all of her like pets except for 2 who are now my pets because I've charmed them.
Did they not die?
And
I thought Peter Parker and no, Peter Parker died.
Oh,
Yeah, they died. Yeah.
Yeah, she killed Peter Parker. So we're going. Peter Parker was a mad spider, who I named. So yeah, we're gonna kill this bitch.
Well, we've got to find her. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. In that case, we shall.
That was my long-winded last time on Dragon Ball Z moment.
Hey, no, there was
Previously on.
a lot happened in what? This is like our 8th session, 7th or 8th session. It was a good job.
Yeah.
Cool. So, you're right. As last time, you went to the top of the hand, the top of the index finger. Sorry, top of the middle finger online. You found what you discovered was the ancient tome of a long disappeared user called Aesolyn, the goddess that you talked of. She congratulated you. She told you that you'd taken your first step on the road to becoming a seriously powerful magic user. In the book, you understood nothing of what was in there, all written in a language that you don't understand. You walked down the stairs, headed back to the door. The claims that you were no longer found here were true. You walk out of the front door. Falling, you look upon the trees of the Northwild that you know so well. You've spent a couple of nights in at this point. To the left, just over the hill, you can see the city of Northtower out away on its rocky arch. To the right, you can see kind of the north road that just extends down towards the capital in the far south. What would you like to do?
Okay. Well, I guess we're heading towards town, aren't we?
Well, we can't get out of it, can we?
You are currently out
can't.
of the hand. You get the feeling that since you went to the top of the hand, and Ezekiel had his rather bizarre fit, you get the feeling that he can now leave the hand.
Okay.
Whether or not he's still cursed, you have no.
Yeah, because I remember after we left the hand, we camped out for a bit, didn't we?
Yeah, because he could still turn, right? Is he turning? Has he just got the demon in him? Is he going to turn into a spider beast?
Don't know.
I think.
Yeah, well, there you go. Got my eye on him, at least. But if we can attempt to leave, then, you know, we found a lot of bullshit in this place from coming in here. But we was chosen, right, to come here unwittingly, unknowingly.
Yep.
You do have our fate. That was our fate to go.
You do have the bowl and that bowl of true sight as well, which was Ezekiel as a spider.
Yeah.
Considering it's been a while, then I'm gonna pray to the DM and say is there any hints or tips that our characters would know what to do next?
You know that you can get out the hand, but you're not magically. Well, you and Baldun and Ethos were never bound by it. It was always Ezekiel who couldn't leave. He seems fine. He's walked out the front door. Don't seem to be any problem there. It is nighttime, or the sun is setting. So you might want to spend the night. It would also be an opportunity to get, to rest after the crazy stuff that's happened in the Hand. You know the nearest city, the nearest town that you're aware of is Northtower. It's kind of the big capital in the area. Yeah, that'd probably be about that, really. It's your choice. The spending the night's probably a good idea. Walking, you know that you like it's attacked by bandits or something like that. The North Road
so
is
like,
fairly...
should we just have a rest then, and then we'll head to Northtower the morning after?
Yeah,
because Northtower was our original plan, right?
Yeah.
That's where it was going before this hand propped up out of nowhere. So, should we rest and go to North?
Yeah.
As we were? And just keep our eye on Ezekiel, the Spider Beast?
Don't kill us in our sleep.
Kind of tie him up when we go to bed at night.
Mm.
I don't know what's wrong with me.
That's what the doctor said as well.
Yeah.
It's all good.
It'll be fun.
Oh.
I say we make haste.
So we're heading to Northtower.
Cool. So you're taking a rest and then heading up towards Northtower. Oh,
Yeah.
PC's freaking out for a second there. Cool. So as you make camp, you go to sleep. I assume you kind of take turns keeping an eye out and nothing's going to attack you. Keeping watch. That's the word. Next morning. You awake the next morning. You see it's completely gone. It's vanished as though it existed. You take that in, however you walk to Northtower. As you arrive, you see.
Wait, the hand disappeared.
The hand is gone.
Sorry. What? That's not good. I suppose. No way.
As you walk up the north road towards Northtower, the trees on each side begin to kind of move away from the roads as essentially as you're getting towards a richer area. They don't want bandits attacking quite as much. They're much better with kind of pruning the trees on the side. As you get closer, you see extending off into the sea, a huge archway made of rock. In front of it is the River Mund, a couple of docks in it, a wall beside, and then another wall behind. Essentially, you've got three tiers of the city. You've got the outer wall, the inner wall, and then across the way you've got the inner the keep itself. The outer wall you can see looks very kind of bustling. Seems to be the centre of most people's trade. The things coming in off the docks, people bringing stuff in from the farms. You see a couple of farms outlying outlying farms on the outside of the city. And you see a bridge with a couple of watchtowers guarding it, just in front of the wall. What would you like to do?
Well, I recall saying before in a few previous episodes that I was going to hit the tavern first.
Cool.
So that, if you don't mind, guys, I'm a bit parched. I need to refuel my supplies for my brewer's kit, so I need to go to the tavern. I'm going to go chill out.
I think I figured out what I'm going to do, actually. I have that trait for my background, which is I have a criminal contact who is a reliable and trustworthy contact who acts as my liaison to a network of other criminals.
Nice.
The messages and all that. Can I say that he's here?
Yeah, totally. It would make perfect sense.
Nice.
So I would like to meet my contact and ask what's going on in the city, like any hot tips.
So you doing that, Liam, what do you want to do?
I want to say I should probably go to a priest, but the last time we tried that for Declan, it didn't turn out so well.
Just because he summoned a demon once.
Happens to everyone, all right?
What are you two doing? Sorry?
I'm drinking.
And I'm,
Right.
I'm finding my criminal contact.
Alright, yeah, I'll go to a priest, please.
Okay.
So I know...
Do you know...
Do I know if any particular churches that are good at this kind of thing?
like
Specific church,
removing
I should
curses and that kind of thing?
Yeah.
You being new to the area, you don't know a huge amount about the churches and the religious structure up here. You do know that there is likely to be a cathedral, and in fact, as it's over the city, you do see a rather large cathedral extending up next to the keep. There's likely to be smaller churches as well, but exactly where they are, you're not 100% sure. But you do feel it would be relatively simple to find out if you just kind of ask.
Right. I'll go for the largest sort of cathedral church I can find.
Okay. Cool. Baldun, we'll go with you first. As you all walk over the bridge, you watch as strong-looking men in kind of, generally average height, wearing kind of tan leather armor, carrying spears and shields, watch you come across. Don't stop you, but just kind of watch you. Especially you, Ethos. They kind of don't trust you at all. They kind of guess that they look at you, they see you moving in a particular way. They assume something is not 100% right with you. As you all split off, Baldun, you notice basically straight ahead of you, as you kind of hit a crossroads, a small-looking tavern. Doesn't really have a name or anything. You guess it's just for the locals. You walk straight in, and you see a bar at the opposite side.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna. Who's in the tavern? Have a minute.
As you
Get
look
out of the
around,
area. As I walk to the bar.
It's kind of early. It's early-ish morning. Not early morning, but it's probably about 10 o'clock in the morning. There's not a huge amount of people here. You do see a couple of guys who you think may have slept in the seats they're currently in. But just old sailor-looking guys. The bloke behind the bar kind of sits up, stirs. Doesn't seem as though he was expecting anybody this early in the morning, but nods at you. Gestures towards the beers with his rather thick fingers, and says, "Drink, sir. It's been a while since we've had one of your lot around here."
My lot? What do you mean?
You're a dwarf, aren't you?
Aye.
Then your lot.
Not many dwarves around here?
Nah.
Am I the only dwarves to pass through?
Couple on the inner wall, but stick themselves.
Yeah, who are their names? I might know these dwarves.
Goldruns, I think.
Goldruns. Aye. I'll just be grabbing a few drinks and having a morning. My breakfast is this time.
Seems fair. He, as he says that, he kind of starts pulling a pint for you, and then looks at you, and immediately starts pulling the second, and then calls down to a small pantry that looks like it's just out the way. Here, Brenda, grab breakfast, will you? And then goes back to pulling his pint, kind of slides the first one over to you, and then finishes off the second.
Nah. So, as a fellow brewer, I was wondering if you could tell me anywhere I could resupply my brewer's stock.
Brewer's
the
stock.
ingredients, hops. I'm pretty much all out from using it on my travels. I need to resupply my brewer's stock.
You sure don't want to go to look in a cleaning closet again? brew some
Well, I've got a nice
some
shiny
bucket
bucket now.
moonshine.
I've got a clean bucket. Very clean bucket.
He has a quick think, and he thinks to himself, there's a farm about a mile up that way. Brings in my lot every week or so. I'm sure you could go have a chat with them.
Noted. I'm gonna go and sit in the corner now and drink my breakfast.
You drink your pint. The second one comes across to you, and a woman that you assume is Brenda brings out your food, which is just kind of looks like a fairly standard breakfast. A few slices of bread, bits and bobs of fruit, meats, that kind of thing. Just from the looks of it, just whatever they had that wasn't going to be used for stews later in the.
Okay, so I'm gonna kind of relax a bit now, unhinge my belt, put the hammer of bronze, I believe it was. Is it bronze hammer?
That is correct.
I'm gonna just lay that on the bar, enjoy myself, have a few drinks until one of my friends comes and drags me away, I suppose.
Fair
I'm
dues.
perched. After that experience in the hand, I need to get back to cleaning my insides out.
Yeah,
With
true.
The cleaning fluid.
Cool. Ethos, as you split off from Baldun and Ezekiel, you immediately start looking around the place for the telltale signs of a thieves' guild, of basically of criminal activity.
Yeah.
Let's just get my map out. As you walk up towards the kind of taking a left and walking up towards the inner wall, you see a small little. It's almost like a very small. What's the word? Like the road kind of extends a little bit for a short period of time, like a little lay-by. In the sand is very faintly drawn a symbol that you recognise as the thieves' cant for meeting place.
Okay.
You see, just standing back from that, two buildings, and between them is a beggar, kind of holding a bowl out, not really moving much. You get the feeling that he's either drunk or asleep.
Okay, so this guy's lying there.
Pretty much. There's a couple of other people moving around as well. There's a woman who's kind of glaring at him, as if she doesn't want him there. There's a couple of kids playing, and
okay, so I'll with my sword in its hilt, I'm just gonna poke him with it to wake him up.
Cool. As you poke him, he stirs, kind of looks up at you through his hood, and you immediately see that this is a human. This is a very small figure. In fact, roll me a perception check.
Okay. Oh, damn! I'm so used to using roll 20. I didn't get my dice out.
Good
I had
job.
to open boxes to find my dice.
Got him there. Okay. Okay, I got a 10 plus. Oh, and I've got my back in. Just straight up perception.
Yeah, just perception.
Okay. So that is 16 total.
16. You recognise this as a gnome.
Oh, okay.
Looks very frightened, very scared. You guess. In fact, looking in, you don't see a brand mark on the forehead, which means that she was not freed. She most likely escaped. One of the
I do know Gnomish because of my little background.
Yeah.
Because I was cared for by Gnome's book. So I'm just going to be I'm going to say Gnomish. Don't worry, my friend. I'm looking for information.
She looks up at you, a little surprised, and then she looks up and looks a little confused. It doesn't look like she's gotten much love from people in general since she, well, ever really. And she blinks.
All right, then
times
I'll sign. Thieves can't use using the hand symbols. Just information.
As you make these very subtle gestures, she doesn't seem to understand. She just kind of looks at you a little confused as you make some of the more grand, more obvious gestures. However, behind you, you do hear one of the little kids shout, "Here, sir! I think you're talking to the wrong lady."
What do you want?
He looks you in the eye, and you see him very, very subtly sign the Steve's cant at me.
What do you want, child?
What's his sign?
Your turn. Oh, he signs "Follow me."
Oh, okay. I'll have my hand on my hand crossbow and follow.
Just leaving this poor gnome.
Oh, wait, can I toss some money to the gnome?
Yeah, absolutely.
I just, as I walk away, I flick back a gold piece.
Cool.
Or whatever the currency we
Yeah. We'll just stick with gold and silver, etc. for the time being.
Nice, sweet, yeah. I flick back a gold piece.
Tremendous. She catches it and looks terrified and thankful all at the same time, and just throws it inside her robes and goes back to her original position.
Oh, sweet.
As you follow the child, he takes you basically through a winding, running through the buildings as you follow him. You find yourself back on the other side of the town, beyond the if you'd taken the right at the initial at that initial T-junction, in front of a small-looking building outside the docks. He kind of looks at you, looks back at the building, and goes, "I assume you want to be in there, sir."
Oh, good lad. And just toss him a few coppers.
Cool. He catches the coppers, goes, "Oh, thank you, sir," and wanders off.
Sweet. Okay, can I enter the building? Also, can I, ask for a flavour thing which I think fits my character?
Yeah, totally.
So I figured I've got a hand crossbow now, which is an offhand weapon. I can use it when I'm sword fighting. But I'm also a stealthy assassin. So, can I have a collapsible one that's on my wrist? That's hidden.
Having already done that for my wife in a different game, I would feel bad saying no. So yes, you totally can.
Yeah.
You have an Assassin's Creed wrist crossbow.
Yes, fantastic. Oh, I'm happy now. This is a good day. Okay, so I'll stride in, but confidently, big black coat and so on, wandering. Yeah. I want to look for the guy who's obviously in charge, basically.
Cool. You open the door, and you see a very small, probably only about 15 foot across, 10 foot deep, single room with a bed in one corner, a small desk, and an old wizened man sitting in there.
Oh, sweet. Okay, in Thieves' Cant, I'd be like, I was told that you'd be able to provide me with information.
He looks up and kind of just looks sidelong at you, and says, "You're not from around here, are you?"
No, but I don't really try to hide it at this point.
Fair. Your kind come in very useful anyway. What can I do?
Well, me and my gang of associates have recently joined or came to this town, and we want to know if there's any opportunities for people such as ourselves with our certain skill sets around the city.
He takes a deep breath and kind of flicks his papers. we might have something for you. What are your particular set of skills? I look at you. I see a rogue. I assume you can do some killing. I assume you can do some thieving. But who are your friends?
Well, I do have a bard who is an excellent smash grab distraction guy, and we also have a dwarf who can be pretty damn handy in a fight. So we've got a bruiser, a rogue, and a distraction.
Decent trifecta.
Mm.
Tell you what, leave this with me, and I'll find you in the next couple of days. I think I've got a job, but I'll need to run it past somebody else.
Okay, what's the guy's name?
The guy that you talk, or are you asking the guy?
Yeah.
The other guy's name.
What's your name? Yeah.
So, to you. To you, it's Keshig.
Keshik it is then. Pleasure to meet you. I'm Mallory.
Hello.
Sweet. I'll see you in a few days, and then that is scene.
Awesome. Ezekiel, as you follow up behind, essentially you follow along with Ethos for a small while, leaving him as he goes off to talk to the gnome. You walk towards the big set of open double gates and the huge wall in front of you. Essentially, it looks like the outer wall that you came into is like the last little bit before the archway. The middle wall, or the inner wall, essentially extends over the entirety of the rock archway, over the sea. And then on the pillar of rock on the other side is where the inner sanctum is where like the keep and the cathedral are. I assume you want to walk through the gates and head into like the inner wall. Zeke?
Oh no, technical issues.
Man down.
Ma'am.
You shouldn't have gone to see that priest.
Yeah.
You there, Liam?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Catch any of that?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Cool. Right. I'm here.
You okay, dude?
What did you or did you not catch?
No, I got all of it. My microphone just decided to work for a while there.
Tremendous. In that case, what would you like to do?
He's cursed.
Not cursed. Sure. I don't know. I need to I need to find someone.
To lift the curse.
Yeah, someone, preferably someone in charge of this cathedral. Church.
Do you want to walk into the inner wall then?
Yes, please. Is there many people around?
So in the outer wall, it's relatively bustling. It's kind of 10 a.m. It's going to come out. People are starting to. They've gotten ready for the day. People are coming in from out of town. Things are beginning to ramp up. You do notice a few stalls, kind of opening up. There are a number of buildings inside that inner wall. All of them look to be shops. It looks as though it's more of a merchant kind of middle class quarter as opposed to the outer wall, which is much more working class.
Right. I'm pretty desperate to not be a spider person.
Cool. So you're looking for like temples,
I
churches,
just need
that
to-
kind of thing.
No, I'll go up to the nearest sort of merchant stand and ask where the biggest, the prominent church in town is.
Cool. As you walk in, you see essentially a general store. As you kind of knock on the door, not quite open yet. The seller inside looks up through a window, sees you, and kind of hurries over to the door, cracks it open, and gestures you in. It's like, hello, sir. What can I do for you?
Oh, nothing much. I'm just hoping I could get some directions, if you don't mind.
Certainly. Where to?
I'm in real need of some spiritual guidance. Where can I find sort of the biggest, most prominent holy place in town?
He looks a little confused and a little surprised at this, and he kind of grabs you by the arm and gestures you out. Turns to his left and points over the next set of walls that lead into the keep itself. Two very large, imposing walls up on a hill or a slight incline from where you are now. And above those walls, you see a vast cathedral built entirely out of very light stone, huge stained glass windows. With what looks like a huge bell tower separate but next to it. You assume he's pointing towards the cathedral. I say you assume he is literally pointing at the cathedral.
Yeah. Okay. Right. What's the name of that cathedral then?
The cathedral?
Yeah.
It's Northtower Cathedral right there.
Pretty basic name. I like it.
There are very few cathedrals in Sanatol. We tend to name them after the towns that they're in. The churches get named after the saints and the like. Yeah. You're not from around here, are you?
Okay. Not judging. Is it free? Is it like free access to the public?
You're not from around here, are you? If you want access to the cathedral,
yeah,
you'd best be royalty.
Well, it's a good job I'm a noble then.
When you say this, he looks taken aback, looks you up and down, and then bows obsequiously.
Thank you. Yeah. Do you think my sort of lineage, like my noble ring, would get me to access into it?
Roll me a. It's been so long since I played D&D. I've forgotten what's on the what's on the sheets. Roll me a. Roll me a history check.
Ooh, history. Oh, cool. 12.
12. You don't know a lot about the place, so you don't know if it will definitely work. You think you might be able to bluff your way in, at worst.
Oh, well, that's good enough for me. I will thank the merchant and be on my way straight for the big old cathedral.
Cool. He bows again. Anytime, sir. If you need anything, please come back. And then he walks back in, finishes getting everything sorted. You see the other shops beginning to open, and stalls beginning to open for the day. As you walk straight ahead towards the final set of walls, almost just before the incline that leads up, you see on your right hand side a much smaller but still grand looking church. You also notice that the gates ahead of you are currently shut.
Is there no any guards on duty or a gatekeeper?
Roll me a perception check.
That's better. 15.
15. You do notice so there are two on either side of the gate. There's a tower. Essentially, it's a big gatehouse. You do see up behind, not quite arrow slits, but very thin battlements. You do see a couple of guards standing, kind of vaguely watching what's going on down below.
Okay. Can I go up to the gatehouse and knock on the door?
You can do. You walk up. You see the gates are probably about 15 feet high each. Look very, very thick oak. And roll me a strength check.
That is not my specialty. That is really not my specialty. 6.
6.
Yeah, 7 minus 1.
Okay, -1. So you knock on the door, and one of the guards, you hear them kind of mumbling to each other. You hear a little bit of talk, and as you knock on this huge wooden door, you notice one of them kind of looks down over the edge and sees you and goes, "What you want?"
Good morning up there. I wish access to the cathedral.
He kind of looks at you, looks back at his friend, looks back down at you. He goes, "Who's asking?"
I would be Lord Ezekiel Grey.
Lord Ezekiel Grey. He kind of sounds a little unnerved. Looks through his. You kind of see him disappear from the edge. Wait a couple of minutes. He comes back and says, "We've got nothing saying you meant to be here, especially not for the cathedral."
Oh, it's more of a surprise visit, really. I'm just in need of some spiritual guidance, as it were. I would very much appreciate it if you could let me through.
He kind of disappears again, comes back. Lord Ezekiel Grey, you say? Where are you from?
I'm from across the sea in a land called Laetitia.
Roll me a perception check.
Perception. 14.
You hear him say, you hear him whispering to his friend, "Bloody Lytesians." "All right there, Mr. Grey, Lord Grey. Just on there a second. We'll get the doors open. We'll go get the bishop for you, the archbishop. We'll see what's going on. Just give us a minute."
Thank you very much. You are an outstanding example of your station.
He kind of moves back. You wait a couple of minutes, and then you hear the doors begin to creak open. And as you walk through them, you see this huge key you, kind of extending off in all directions. To your right, you see a barracks with a number of very heavily armoured men outside. Between that and the keep, you see the cathedral off to your right, and then to your left, you see a 2-story tall manor house with a set of ornamental gardens behind it, and kind of extending off towards the keep. You also see coming out of the guardhouse, or out of the gatehouse, sorry, the guard that you'd seen, that you were talking with before, come down and kind of bow, and then begin to look towards the cathedral.
Cool.
Baldun, you
Hi.
are currently sitting drinking, piling back the booze, when you see a heavy set man, about 6'2", looks like he was built mostly of muscle and stone. Come into the place, sit at the bar, slam his fists down, and shout, "Here, get us a beer." Everyone kind of looks around at him and curls up slightly.
I shout, "Manners."
Roll me a charisma check, or charisma or intimidation, whichever you prefer.
Okay. I got a 17.
A 17. He looks over to you and goes, "Oh yeah, who are you?"
Okay, so I so I was still at the bar, right?
Yes, you are.
I'm gonna just so I kind of climb my stool and stand on the bar, grab the hammer, just kind of drag it along the bar towards him, face to face, and I say, "I'm Baldun Iron Shins."
roll me an intimidation check with advantage since you've already succeeded on the.
Okay. Oh, nice. So that was actually 16.
16. He rolled a natural. He was rolling at disadvantage and rolled 2 17s. So he at this point standing on the bar. You're probably only about a head taller. He's sitting down, and he stands up to be about a head taller than you are. He goes, "Oh yeah, you're gonna do something about it."
Ooh. Wow. I'm a tavern brawler. What else am I supposed to do? So, okay. I kind of like look over to the barman, kind of give him like the "I'm so sorry" eyes.
Yeah.
And then I just kind of kick the tankard that I was drinking out of into this guy's face.
Awesome. Roll me an attack then.
Okay. Balls. So that'd be improvised, yeah?
Yes, it would be.
Nice. So that's 19.
19 hits.
Yeah. I think it's 7 damage. So
58. Cool. So as you kick this, the tankard, it hits him square in the face and just knocks him off guard. Do you have any other attack? Do you have any more attacks?
Sorry, luckily,
do you want to do
as
anything
I'm
else?
level 5 now, I get to do the extra attack.
Go for it.
So as a follow-up, I'm just going to go and I'm going to just jump off the bar and kind of try and follow up with a kick to the face.
Go for it.
So that's 16 to hit.
16 hits.
Oh, nice. Okay. And,
So as you leap off the bar and just kick him square in the.
Right in the jaw. Boom. Yeah. So it's a 6, right? Oh, 2. Oh no, 6. Yeah, 6 damage.
6 damage. Cool. And with that, Ethos,
Yes.
you've just come out of the that building. What would you like to do?
Well, I'm not sure because I was hoping to get some information, but now I don't. I'm not really sure what I'd do now because I guess I'd find the rest of them, to be honest.
Yeah, you don't know where Ezekiel's gone. You do know that he's gone looking for someone to help his curse. Although the last time you did that, the person who was trying to help you exploded.
Yeah.
and became a demon who killed your family. You do know, however, that that the bar that Baldun is in is pretty much a straight shot ahead here. It's a 2-3 minute walk.
Okay. Does that go through market?
It's the market's basically just off from it.
Okay. I can wander through there. I want to see if there's anything that catches my eye, and then if not, I'll head straight to the bar.
Okay, cool. Roll me a perception check then.
Okay. Oh, nat 20.
Nat 20. Oh my word. Cool.
On a fucking perception check.
So as you walk in, essentially you roads. You've got the bar on one, and as you walk through between the bar and or between the tavern, sorry, and the next room or the next house, you see this wide open space filled with market stalls, really beginning to ramp up at this point, beginning to get busy. The place is filled with commoners, you guess, from in the city and from out of the city. You see... oh, sorry, 1 second. Yeah, you see kind of poor wooden stalls, people shouting, the patter of people haggling on prices, just farm animal everywhere. It's a proper old school grimy farmers market. In amongst it, you see so the kind of things that people are selling: meats, fruits, the kind of things that you would get for kind of food and that kind of thing from a farm, or especially kind of a local place. You do see in amongst it, you guess place from the docks, some of the less savoury sailors, you think, have brought in some nicer things that you would tend to see up in the more middle class areas, like spices, that kind of thing. You do see a stand that seems to sell gnome. You also see one stand that seems to sell kind of simple weapons and armor.
So nothing of particular interest, really.
Not massively. It's this is very much a working class area. You don't think you're going to be finding anything crazy.
Okay, I'll just head to Baldun then.
Okay.
The bar.
As you walk up to the from the inside, you hear the shouts and kind of shouts and the beginnings of it sounds like a brawl.
Okay, can I sneak in?
You can. Roll me a stealth check.
Yeah, boy. Got +7 on this now.
Oh, sick.
So that's 25.
25, hell's teeth. Yep, nobody hears you. Everybody is so busy looking at what's going on. And as you open the door, you kind of open it just such a way that it doesn't quite creak. You see Baldun Ironshins flying through the air and kicking a very tall, very heavy-set man square in the face. Now,
Is Baldun winning?
Baldun, as far as you can tell, Baldun is winning.
I'm always winning, baby. That's how Baldun does it.
Do I know? Can I tell like where this guy was sat before they started having a fight?
You get the feeling, judging from where Baldun was as you came in, and judging the way that that the guy was standing, you think he was stood basically just in front of where he was standing with the face.
Can I pretend that I'm walking towards like the bar or something and try and nab something either off him or if he's left anything where he was sat?
Oh my word, you can do.
Okay.
But until then, Ezekiel.
Yeah.
Cool. As you walk through the very high class area of Northtower, you come to this vast cathedral. You guess maybe 10 stories high. It looks as though it was built over generations. And as you look at it, you do see elements of you would say like continental architecture. It looks as though the architects who worked on it may not have been from of the north of Sanatol. They may have been from kind of other areas, more continental, more enlightened. They walk you to the front. They swing open on huge hinges, and they usher you in. Inside, the place is very dark. The only real light seems to be coming through the huge stained glass window over that's over the 2 doors. And at the end of the on the other side of the cathedral, kind of on the altar, stands a man in very large very kind of flowing robes with a very large tall hat on.
Oh. Nice. Good morning there. I'm Lord.
Just you. Sorry, I should have explained. Just so you're aware, if you are talking to him, he's currently. Let's just get this right. He's currently about 80 feet away from you.
Right. Oh. I will head over to him. Can you see me? I'm not just sneaking up on an old man, am I?
He's at the moment. He's got his back to you.
Okay. I'll walk over to him while saying good morning.
Okay. As you walk towards him, he hears the sound of your footsteps beginning to echo through the space, which is vast at this point. That kind of echo that you get walking around an abandoned, well, not abandoned, but like an empty cathedral, very much happening at the moment. You get within about 30 feet of him, and he kind of turns around and looks a little taken aback that somebody's in his cathedral, but catches himself. Looks at you and kind of nods deferentially, and says, "Good sir, what can I do for you? What brings you to my humble abode?"
Humble is certainly one word I would use for this place.
Then you should see the Grand Cathedral of Light down in the capital. Makes this place look like this place look like a parish.
Wow. I will have to take your word for it. If you can't tell by the accent, I'm new to this land.
All are welcome in the Church of Barakiel.
Place. Pardon?
All are welcome in the Church of Barakiel.
Ah, wonderful. I actually have a bit of a spiritual problem.
He looks not taken aback, but worried on your behalf when you say that. He says, "Oh, my child, what can I do to help you?"
Okay. Can I have a look around? Is the church empty besides us?
You see, there are no worshippers there at the moment. You guess you see people kind of moving in the wings. You would guess they're kind of clerics, priests, that kind of thing. The person in front of you looks very much like church.
Right. Not to be a bother, but could we perhaps speak privately?
Roll me a persuasion check.
Wow. That's better. That's 17.
17.
Hello?
Hello? Was that 17, did you say?
Yeah, 17.
Tremendous. He kind of looks at you, looks away off to the right hand side, says, "Oh, certainly, sir." Gestures you off to the right and kind of walks off in that direction.
I'll follow him. Yeah.
Tremendous.
But why do I feel as if I'm...
You are, sorry?
I feel as if I'm going to a fucking sexual health clinic.
Well, you know, Catholic
Yeah,
Church.
I have a spiritual problem.
Can you take a look at this?
Ethos and Baldun, I would like you to roll initiative for me.
Yes.
Oh. Oh, natural 20.
Natural 20, good
Plus,
job.
Sorry, what am I going
24.
Cool. So, Baldun, 24 was it?
Yeah.
Ethos? Deck?
What am I rolling for? Stats?
Oh, sorry, initiative.
Ah, thank you. That is a 15.
15. Cool. Sorry, just doing some quick maths. Cool. Baldun, it is you first. You have so you've just kicked that guy in the face. You've just landed on the ground in front of him in a fighting stance, and he's kind of recoiling from you. In fact, roll me a perception check.
Ooh, that's a 7.
7. You do not see Ethos come in through the door.
Sneaky.
So you are alone. Everybody else is hiding away from you. The barman does not want to be anywhere near this.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
Gonna kind of like He-Man. I'm gonna dual wield the hammer of bronze, but kind of like He-Man it above my head. I have the power.
Yeah.
And then just completely try and take him out of it. Probably.
Yeah, go for it, man. Go for it. Roll me an attack.
Oh, it's a net 1. There's a 1.
So as you bring it back, by the power of Grayskull, and just smack it into the bar behind you, the hammer gets stuck a little bit.
Okay, that weren't bad.
Cool. Do you want to do anything else?
What do I have left? I can. No, I think that's it. I think that's all I can get away with in that move.
Cool. In that
So
case,
it's all wielded.
the guy in front of you is going to. Let's just get his rules out again. He's going to draw his scimitar and a dagger. He's going to look you square in the face and go, "Oh, you made the wrong decision, little man," and swing at you with both. Oh, one of them isn't great. Like,
I smile nervously.
that's one of them's a 22 to hit. The other one's a 7. I'm guessing one of those hits.
Yeah, one's definitely hit. Yeah.
Cool. He does you. Oh, he rolled badly. That's 4 points of slashing damage.
Okay. So he kind of gives me like a shave. He helps. He trims my beard for me.
Yeah, and that's what is it? It's a 12 to hit with the dagger.
12 miss.
Yeah. So he swings out. As he kind of leaps at you, he takes one. You take one hit kind of across the arm. The blood begins to pour as you recoil and pull the hammer free. The dagger and the other scimitar hit kind of go wild as you kind of dodge out of the way. Bringing us to Ethos.
Okay, so am I still trying to grab stuff, or am I attacking now?
Entirely up to you. You can do whatever you want.
Oh,
you have just seen Baldun take scimitar hits to the arm, though. Depends how much you feel he can take.
I would like to, in that case, attack with my rapier and hand crossbow to debilitate the man by slicing and shooting the legs.
Go for it.
Excellent. So I'm just going to roll first my rapier attack.
Oh, you'll be rolling at advantage as well because he doesn't know that you're there.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, yeah, because I get sneak attack bonus as well.
Yeah, which, if I remember rightly, also means that you get... If you hit, don't you auto-crit because he doesn't know that you're there? The assassin feature level 3.
I'm gonna check now actually because it's just
Because you could do real damage to this guy.
Oh god.
you can-
If I have advanced on attack rolls against creatures that are not taken to blah, blah, blah. Yeah, any hit I score against a creature that is surprised is a critical hit.
Yeah, I would say it's not technically a surprise round, but considering he has no idea that you're there, I'd say it's a surprise.
I think attacking from sneak counts as surprise, doesn't it?
Quite possibly. Go. Well, we'll say
Okay,
that's
that's
going to
a
happen anyway. So if you hit him, you auto crit and you roll in at advantage.
But yeah, I got 23.
Yeah, that hits. Roll damage,
So-
double the dice on it.
Okay, so first I get Jesus Christ. Sorry, I'm trying to find my D8. There we go. Stats. I got an 8. Plus 4 is 12.
Is that,
So
is
double
that
that
doubled?
is 24, and then add my sneak attack is 1, 2, 3. So that is add 5 onto that.
Tremendous. So that's how much in total?
I think it's about 30.
39.
Have you did you double sneak attack as well?
Oh,
'Cause
No,
you double
that'd be...
every dice that you roll, you double.
Oh my god.
okay.
That's about, in that case, it's about touching 40 in that case.
Oh my word. So okay, so you rolled, what was it, 5 on sneak attack?
So that's 10, yeah.
Yep. Then you roll, what was it you rolled for your
And
rapier
then for
attack?
my damage, I got 8 plus. So basically, I got 24 for the first roll, and then for sneak, I got 5, so it's 34 in total.
34 in total.
Yeah.
Ooh. So, so you go in, you kind of skewer him straight through the calf with your rapier, and he goes down shrieking onto one knee. Had no idea that you were there. Is there anything else you'd like to do? Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Is he still up?
He's still up. He is looking bad.
Okay, with my bonus action, then I whip out my hand.
Well, this is a bar fight, right? Yeah. Don't kill the man. I was teaching him some manners, man. That's it.
Okay, how about then? in the bonus action,
Ethos' version of teaching manners is just to end people.
Just kill him and then keep stabbing him when he's dead. That's it.
how about, because I imagine now he's like going down because I've just slashed.
Oh yeah,
his
he's
legs.
he's on one knee. You've skewered
Sweet.
his
So,
his right
okay.
calf.
As a bonus action, I'll grab his hair, whip his head back, and then put the crossbow bolt that clicks out of my wrist underneath his neck.
Okay.
I'm like, now, boys,
make
let's all be civil.
In that case, make me a grapple check. So make me a strength check with advantage.
Okay, sweet. Yeah. I don't even know what grapple is. What's it? Plus?
Be strength.
Okay, so that's 14.
14. Yep. So as he's kind of kneeling down on the floor, you grab him by the hair, pull his head back. The wrist crossbow goes right underneath. Yeah. For the sake of argument, we'll come out of initiative. What would you like to do? Both of you.
Just like, let's be civil, everyone.
I'd like to just smarmily strut over there, because he's got the better of, and just kind of be like manners in his face.
Cool. Make me an intimidation check with advantage.
Oh, cool. Right, yeah. So 15.
15. You watch as this heavily muscled guy almost seems to shrink. You he just looks terrified now. He doesn't really say anything. He mumbles a little bit to himself. Ethos, I'd like you to roll me a perception check.
Okie dokie. That is a 14 plus 4, so that's 18.
18. As you're holding his head back, you get a strong sense that something magical is around you. And as you look down, you see the guy wearing a rather battered looking helmet, and you get the feeling that it's magical.
Can I do an Arcana check? Because I've definitely got the skills for that.
Certainly can.
Sweet. That is a 17.
17. You don't know what it is, but looking at it, you do see very, very fine etchings in it. You would take a guess, and you wouldn't necessarily be right, but you'd take a guess and say that it's illusory magic.
Can I whip it off him?
You certainly can. You take it off, and you watch as the man in front of you shrinks and kind of contorts, and you watch as his body kind of warps itself into a much smaller package, and you see standing before you.
Oh, so he is actually. I thought you meant like shrunk as a man because he was so intimidated. I thought he was actually like morphing into a.
You see standing before you the diminutive form of a goblin in very, very large clothes.
Oh shit! What is a goblin doing there?
Kill that motherfucker.
Yeah. And with that, I'll be back in a second.
Fucking hell.
Goblin's kicking off. So what's the goblin doing? Like, who's he working for?
I'll be AFK for a second in that case as well, then.
Excuse me.
Ba-da-ba.
Oh, someone's got dinner. Someone's got dinner. Don't be bringing dinner around, man. I'm starving.
I do.
I knew it.
So you got Amy fucking munching.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to make a roll down KFC or something soon. Don't. I had this massive burger today. It was joy.
Ezekiel.
Can I get your attention to the message on Hangout?
Ah, yes. Oh, in that case,
just
cool.
to clarify, it's only like
Yeah. No, it's absolutely fine. Liam, are you around?
Yeah. Hello.
Tremendous.
Yeah, what?
We will kick back off with you then. Ezekiel, as you follow this priest, he leads you into a small antechamber. Looks like, as you walk in, you see kind of stone statues on either side of the doorway. You see a huge desk, and he goes and sits behind it, kind of taking his hat off and kind of taking off the outer robes that he wears. And he looks you up and down and says, "So, my child, what ails you?"
Do I still have the mirror of true sight?
You do, yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Father, I'll. This may be a bit of an unorthodox visit. I've had a run-in with I'm not entirely sure what she was. I think she was a kind of divine being.
Divine being? Of what kind?
And not the good kind. I'm going to show you something. You have to promise not to scream or call for guards.
He looks you up and down and says, I promise nothing. What manner of divine being did you find?
I would like to say it's nothing weird, but it was a bit weird. I think... Did I ever find out her name? I didn't know. What was it?
Aesolyn. Her name was Aesolyn.
Have you ever heard the name Aesolyn before?
1 second. He looks you. He looks you square in the eye and says, "That name means nothing to me."
Oh, clear. This will be harder than I thought. Then, okay. Do you promise to remain calm? I'm just here for help.
Show me what you have.
Show me what you got. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very.
He peels back his face and there's a giant lemon standing there.
Inconceivable.
Right, I'll put the mirror on his desk, and I will just look at my reflection. And as he does, I would like to, while I'm showing him, the whole man spider business, I would like to quickly check out his reflection to see if I can gauge
Oh, okay.
his true self or whatever.
Interesting. Okay, roll me a perception check.
So, please be high. It is high. 19.
19. Okay.
Yeah.
Give me a second. This was not what I was expecting. Okay, you look as you kind of set the bowl down on the table, and he looks first at you, and then as you kind of look down towards the bowl, he looks down at that as well. You looking in, you see him. You just see his reflection. It looks nothing different to what you would expect. But the more you look, the more you see something about it doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. It's almost as though there's, whenever he moves, the kind of slightest of movement, it's almost as though there's a little bit of lag in kind of the rest of him following. Almost as though there's two of him, very slightly out of phase with each other. Looking at yourself, right. You don't see the spider face that you saw before, but you do see etched into one cheek a number of runes that you can't read, but that you do recognize as the same type of language in the Book of Aesolyn that you found.
What's his reaction to all this?
As he looks in, and you look up to see what his reaction is, he looks into the bowl. He looks at himself in the bowl. He looks back up at you, and there is no joy in those eyes. He very calmly pushes his chair back, stands up, walks to the other side of the room, opens the door, and immediately screams, "Quick! Get the paladins!" He slams the door behind him. You hear it lock, and you are left alone in a room with no windows or doors except for the one he's just left from, with your bowl of true sight.
Young goof boy.
I think you're pretty boned.
Okay, right. Before I do anything, right, I need to search. Is there any way out? Like vents?
Roll
attic?
me an investigation check.
Ooh, what is my... I've only got +1. Damn. 13.
13. As you hurriedly search through things, you see everything's locked. Every drawer, every cupboard, everything is locked. The only two things that you can get your hands on are the robe that he left and the hat that he left. Everything else is either nailed down or locked. And with that, we will leave the game there.
Oh my god. Oh, can I do one thing for just flavour?
Go on then.
I want to take my dagger and carve on his desk, "I saw your true self."
Oh, okay, yeah, that
And then-
works. That works.
Underneath, also engrave a massive dick.
Atomically correct.
Yeah.
The room sounds perfect for a Baldun smash. Well,
Yeah, if you guys could save me, that would be
I
lovely.
cannot wait to get that.
Yeah, I'll carve out the "I saw your true self."
No more hiding here. So before I say bye, let's, where are you guys?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, guys. It has been a pleasure as always.
Thanks, Chris.
Doing
Yeah.
good, doing
No
good.
worries.
Thank you.
As always. I
Cool.
love it. Can't wait to play again, man.
Enjoy the move to France. We will see you on the
Yeah,
other
so
side.
yeah, I'll keep you like updated, obviously, but hopefully I'll be back to normal within a week of just I'll be able to play again.
Good.
It'll be good. Hopefully there won't be no more interruption. I can't wait to play again like properly. I'm glad it's all back to normal. So I'm really hyped. Really hyped. Baldun is going places, and he's smashing places. So
Going
Mm.
places and smashing faces.
Ezekiel is going places too. Straight.
Straight
Yeah,
to bloody
exactly,
prisons.
remember?
Oh, I know what. In a world where magic is illegal and viewed incredibly suspiciously, I'm going to go and find the highest ranking priest in this region and show him something incredibly magical that shows that I am cursed.
I thought he was going to help me, like a good member of the church.
Well, he might help you by, in his mind, he'll help you by burning you at the stake.
Yeah, these people eat gnomes.
Hey,
There's
no one
no
expects a
market.
magical inquisition. That works.
I still can't get the grips with this gnome eating.
No, eating
Yeah.
sentient creatures.
Baldun's a sensitive
Man.
soul when it comes to small people.
Well, I thought he was going to help me. Ezekiel isn't skeptic like I am. He's a dreamer.
Cool. Well, thank you to everybody who's been watching. Hopefully, tech issues and all that kind of thing will be sorted out in future. Hopefully, we'll be around either next week or the week after, and we will see you then. Till then, bye bye.
Thank you, dude.